Okay, we're live, so we can start.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Welcome everybody to our Planning Commission meeting for the Centerville City Planning Commission, whatever we're doing here today. Let's go ahead and get started with the chair determination letter. In accordance with Utah Code 52-4-207, subsection 4 of the Utah Open and Public Meeting Act, I have determined that conducting an electronic meeting of the Centerville Planning Commission with an anchor location presents a substantial risk to the health and safety of those who may be present at the anchor location. This determination is based on the facts and circumstances surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic. And with that, we will move now to a Pledge of Allegiance. Mackenzie. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right. I have asked Commissioner Wilcox to offer our thought or prayer for tonight, so we will turn the time over to her.
Okay, thanks. I hope this goes over well. Anyway, so I'm just going to say a few things. Okay, so a few of us were discussing the perils of drinking and driving when my 5-year-old granddaughter threw in her 2 cents. I can see why that can be dangerous. A drink and drive, the straw will go up your nose. Then after I paid for my items at an adorable Italian shop, the salesperson smiled and said, "Grazie," Italian for thank you. My Italian isn't very good, but I knew that the Italian for "you're welcome" was the same as a name of a spaghetti sauce. So I confidently replied "ragu" and walked out the store. A few blocks later, it hit me. I had the wrong spaghetti sauce. It's Prego. And then another one. At an event famous for giving out awards in bizarre categories, the MC announced enthusiastically, announces the next prize will go to the laziest person in the audience. If you think this is you, raise your hand. Everyone raises their hand except a middle-aged man who seems little interest. Congratulations, you're the winner, says the MC. To him, your prize is a $100 bill. Showing still no emotion, the man replies, "Would you bring it over here and put it in my pocket?" I don't know, it's just with the past year we've had, we just need humor and just some funny things. And it says, a good hearty laugh reveals physical tension and stress, leaving your muscles relaxed for up to 45 minutes. Laughter boosts your immune system. Laughter decreases stress hormones and increases immune cells and infection-fighting antibodies, thus improving your resistance to fight disease. And I just hope we can all just keep a sense of humor and just laugh. And that's it, and I'll just say a prayer real quick. Dearly Father, we are so grateful for all the many blessings that have given to us, and we're grateful at this time to meet as a planning commission that we will be able to do what is best for the city and for the planning that we have in front of us, and bless that we can keep the citizens in mind and bless us in all that we do. And we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you for that. That was great. I liked it. You're right. We do need some humor. So, all right, let's move right along then. Get into it. We've got the first item on the agenda is a hearing for the Randall Property Zone Map Amendment, and we will turn the time over to, looks like, Mackenzie.
Thank you, Chair Daly and Commissioners. So this item, the applicant is the city. We put Bruce Cox, who is the Parks Director, as the official applicant, but he's not in attendance. It's a staff item, basically. So the city recently purchased 285 North 100 East. And let me share the little map. And it is just south of William R. Smith Park and north of the City Hall complex. So it was purchased upon the passing of Pork Randall, a stalwart citizen in the community. And in the past, this section of land was put into the City Hall Complex Master Plan. I don't have a copy of that. I know we discussed it earlier, but it's unclear if it was ever officially approved or if it was just a staff copy. So the city has bought this with the intention of adding it to the complex, and at the moment, the plan is just to have it be part of the park and a grassy area. In order to do that, it needs to be rezoned from residential medium to public facilities medium, which is the blue in this picture. So it would match most of its surroundings. The 4 review criteria for rezoning are mentioned in the staff report. And staff on the whole has no issues. There was no items of concern with rezoning this parcel to public facilities medium. If anything, it brings it into better harmony with the surrounding zones. There are already sufficient utilities and services for this parcel. If anything, not having it be residential lessens the need for services on this parcel. So if you have any questions, please let me know.
One quick question, this is maybe down the road just a little bit, but I know that we've seen park plans before the Planning Commission in the past, but if would we potentially see anything planned for this little piece of ground, or just to say that it's going to be part of the park? Is that all we get to see?
It's potentially all we get to see. I know that next Tuesday, the City Council is discussing this piece of property, whether they want to just leave it as is or if there is bigger, better plans, because I know the previous park master plan had a lot more ideas than what has happened with the land owned previously. So it's kind of a piece by piece thing, and it might be changed. Corey might be able to answer if park plans have to come before the Planning Commission. I am not sure about that.
Yeah, maybe if I could just chime in. We do have an agenda item on the next City Council meeting, as Mackenzie has mentioned. So the Parks and Rec Director, Bruce Cox, has also recommended that we look at that master plan and make sure it's what the City Council still wants to do. So because we're demolishing the building, and he just wants to make sure that that's still the plan. And we found that our general plan refers to an older version of that master plan for this whole area. So there may likely be general plan amendments coming before the Planning Commission. And my recommendation would be to actually attach the drawing of the master plan so that we have record of that and somewhere to find it. So yes, it probably will be coming back to you, but we have to wait till next Tuesday to see what the council wants to do.
Perfect. Thanks, Lisa and Mackenzie. Does anybody else have any questions for staff on this issue? Nope. Okay. Well, I guess we've already heard from the applicant. So this has been scheduled for a public hearing. We will go ahead then and open this up to the public and invite anybody from the public who would like to comment on this to do so. We don't have anybody on Zoom with us, so if somebody calls in quickly, we'll give people just a minute to do that. Okay, I don't see anybody popping in, so I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing and turn the time back over to, well, the commission, if anybody else has anything else to talk about or any other questions, comments, concerns.
I will just go ahead and make a motion for the Planning Commission to recommend for approval of the zone map amendment for parcel 02-099-0005 as presented to the city to public facilities medium for reasons A through C in the staff report.
I'll second.
Perfect. We have a motion and a second. It all seems pretty straightforward to me. I'm going to say, does anybody have any comments? But no, well, I don't see anybody chomping at the bit to say anything. So let's go ahead and we will start with Commissioner Shigrud.
I forgot what I'm supposed to say. Yay, aye.
Aye, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah. Commissioner Kerr.
Aye.
Commissioner Wilcox.
Aye.
Commissioner Hayman.
Okay, now I have to do it. Like a pirate, right?
Nice. Yes.
Humor.
And I'm an aye as well. Thank you, everybody. That one's pretty straightforward and pretty simple. So let's move along now to the next item on our agenda. We're going to talk about parking. It's our favorite other topic. Well, it seems to be our favorite topic these days for sure, parking. So we will turn the time over to Corey to fill us in on what he's been working on.
Thanks, Chair Daly. And yes, the yay is always appropriate when we look at a park or a down zone. That seems to be the common theme. Yay, we're doing something we like. So fitting. This is just not a long item. I just wanted to provide a memo that wrapped up all of the uses that we identified to study for parking. And I included the two ideas that we discussed one meeting before, I think during the commercial discussion. Look at our waiver parameters and see if we might want to adjust them or change them or alter them. And then the idea that we need to combine some uses or find the ratios differently. The example was the outdoor recreation, indoor recreation, when we call out pinball, arcades, bowling, and so forth to figure out a better way to handle that categorization in some of these uses. So I just wanted to present this memo as kind of the agreed upon position that we're all at this point. If you want to add any other directions to staff, feel free, but we will move forward with bringing that back to you in the near future. We also have some other things we need to bring back to you, like the ADU ordinance, the food truck ordinance, so we'll fit it in somewhere along the way.
Okay, that sounds good to me. So Corey, not to steal your thunder or anything, but do we think we'll see the ADU ordinance next meeting in 2 weeks?
I kind of put it on there as a tentative for the next meeting because I had made an initial draft. I've sent it out to other staff, particularly Mackenzie and Lisa. So I don't know where we'll be on the 28th, but we should be seeing it. I told them a target date in June for sure.
Yeah, we will try to prioritize that. And I appreciate Corey taking the lead as well as making some amendments to the food truck ordinance, which we're still struggling with.
Struggling with.
Sense of the state code.
Okay, so that's, and I guess the main reason why I ask about that one, of course, is, yeah, as you point out in this parking memo, ADUs are probably going to be really the only residential related parking discussion that we need to have with this, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. For me, the rest of it looks like what we have talked about in the past, and nothing on here surprises me or alarms me in any way. So, unless anybody else has anything else that they've thought of in the last couple of weeks or month since we've talked about this, then I would say, I look forward to seeing something back in the future when you're ready to present it. And I feel like we're making some good progress on this. So anybody else have anything you want to add, or? Nope, I see some shaking heads. Great. Then Corey, why don't we just move right into the Community Development Director's report and City Council report.
Okay, just a few items to bring up to you. We do have a scheduled items for your next meeting. A particular note that came in on time was the HFOCA conceptual site plan. This has been listed in the past, but they finally completed their application. So we'll be bringing that to you. Again, the initial ADU ordinance, we're sitting plus or minus. We might make it your first meeting in June. Mackenzie also wants to bring back your commission bylaw changes that you discussed. And so we'll bring that back. I think Mackenzie, you okay with the 26th on that?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll do that for your next meeting. And I think Lisa gave you a break from this meeting to add to a little bit of humor to bring it back to the next meeting. Lisa, are you thinking the next meeting for training?
Yeah, so I'm just shooting for every other meeting, and I think that was my fault that was on the agenda. I was out of the office on Friday. I went home for Mother's Day to California. So anyway, it's the last meeting of every month. So that we'll do the training.
And then Lisa may be able to chime in on the council report. This did not come to the Planning Commission because it involves the municipal code, but I thought the commission should be aware. We called it allowing limited hardscape improvements. This was driven by a council request wanting to do what we call flip the strip. I think that's the right way to say it. The idea of water-wise landscaping in the park strip rather than just requiring lawn, limiting to lawn. That discussion broadened quite a bit from a staff recommendation. Lisa, I don't know if you want to chime in on how limited was broadened.
Yeah, staff, this was pushed by the city council to allow hardscaping in the park strip. And so I decided to divide this because there are municipal code amendments that need to be made as well as zoning code, but I wanted to see where the council went with the municipal code, but they did approve that. Staff was recommending merely decorative rock between 1.5 to 6 inch diameter because under 1.5 or any kind of bark just gets into the storm drain system, and over 6 inches can cause some problems and additional costs, if we have to get into the utilities. But the council actually wanted to allow for flatscaping. So they added flagstones and bricks and pavers. So that was the final version. Centerville now allows decorative rock of a certain diameter, flagstones and bricks and pavers, as long as they're not permanently affixed. So sort of no concrete, because it's just too expensive for the utilities to get in there. We also added a couple provisions referencing state statutes on public utility easements and acknowledging that all of our park strips are subject to, or most are subject to PUEs, and that the residents have to acknowledge the rights of the public utility easement owners. So we're going to try that, and actually it applies to all residential areas, all commercial industrial areas of the city, except for the Parish Lane Gateway area, where we have these beautiful landscaped berms. So we excluded that gateway area from this ordinance. It was very broad. I think, and the council went broader than staff was even recommending. And I'm working on now the amendments to the zoning code to make the zoning code consistent with this new direction. So we'll be bringing those to you as well.
All right, and thanks, Lisa. Lisa spent a long meeting. I happened to watch it the next day, so I think she went to bed like 4 o'clock in the morning after that meeting.
Yeah, it was about 11 o'clock. It was a lot.
But anyhow, I did receive communication from the city manager, and they're moving forward with scheduling a joint work session with the Planning Commission. So I'll let you know what they're planning and when I hear back from them.
Yeah, and if I could just add to that too, I think it is a priority. Unfortunately, we're in the budget cycle session, and so a lot of our work sessions have been prioritized for the budget. We've finished those budget work sessions, and so I think they can probably get that on, hopefully in June.
Has the city council seen the noticing amendments that we looked at?
No, I talked with Mackenzie today. We're scheduling that for June 1st. So this Randall property rezone as well as the noticing will be scheduled for the June 1st city council meeting.
Okay, thanks.
We'll see. I still have to highlight for them to see if they want to reduce the noticing for the subsequent public hearing so that we can do back-to-back meetings and not wait 3 weeks. We'll see what they want to do with that.
Okay. Thanks, Lisa and Corey. All right. We are on a roll. Let's move along and talk about some minutes. You can all maybe, I'm sure everybody's got something to say, maybe not. Now, the minutes have been really great lately, so there's probably not a lot to say. So let's go through this in the usual fashion and talk about any amendments or adjustments that anybody has on page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Page 6. And that's the end. All right. I forgot that was a 3-hour meeting, but it was. So anyway, I'm looking for a motion.
I'll move that we approve the minutes as unamended.
I'll second.
Perfect. It's a good arrangement we got going on here. So we can do this one all together, all at once to adopt the minutes. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed say nay. Did not think so. So, and with that as well, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second. Do we need a
Perfect.
second?
Yeah, that's yes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye.